Oh hi, welcome to Game Life. On this weekly wrap-up, Wired editors will tell you what's new and exciting in the world of video games. This week we've got a look at one of the biggest new games for the Nintendo 3DS, Resident Evil Revelations. We've also got a review of a new iPhone and iPad puzzle game that's an addictive combination of Tetris and Scrabble. But first, let's look at this week's big news. Bethesda said that this week it will release the Skyrim Creation Kit, allowing you to create your own adventures in the massively popular role-playing game. If you're finally finished with the hundreds of hours of quests and side quests in the latest Elder Scrolls game, get ready for an avalanche of new content, all created with tools just like the ones used by the game's designers. Budding game makers can download the Creation Kit for free through the Steam service. If you just want to play, you'll be able to find all the best user-generated adventures on the Skyrim Workshop on Steam. And Bethesda says that the Skyrim Creation Kit will be released this week. Now, Wired Magazine's senior editor Peter Rubin has been glued to his iPad the last few weeks playing an addictive new game, and he's here to tell us all about Puzzle Juice.
So as anyone who knows me and my gaming habits knows, the only thing I love more than Portal is word games. You give me anything that has the slightest whiff of boggle, and I'm going to hole up somewhere and ignore everyone that means anything to me. I'm happy to say it's been a long time since a game has pissed off my friends and family as much as Puzzle Juice. The game, which was designed by two devs, one of whom worked on The Misadventures of P.B. Winterbottom, is essentially an ungodly mashup of Tetris, Boggle, and Bejeweled. The first layer is a Tetris clone. Multicolored shapes descend into the play space, you rotate and fit them together as best you can. Then there's a Bejeweled layer. Every intact line you create, or every time you tap an area of 3 or more contiguous boxes, the boxes and lines turn into letters, which you can then find words in and trace Boggle style with your finger, causing them to vanish or, even better, explode. Meanwhile, the game's presenting you with a series of increasingly harder objectives in order to level up. Puzzle Juice is chaotic, it's at times overwhelming, but despite not having Game Center achievements, it's one of my favorite iOS titles of the past year. In fact, could we get a Reading Rainbow sound effect in here?
And we'd all like to thank Peter for putting down his iPad long enough to tell us about that game. Now, unlike some people, I actually still prefer playing portable games that use, a joystick, buttons, that kind of standard stuff. And one of the biggest ones this week is Resident Evil Revelations for the Nintendo 3DS. This latest entry in the classic series of touching zombie meets shotgun love stories pushes your 3DS hardware to the limit. So crank up your 3D slider all the way to maximum and let the graphics assault your eyeballs. If you remember Resident Evil as being a slow-paced slog through a creepy mansion while armed with only a few bullets, rest assured those days are over. Revelations is a run-and-gun game full of non-stop action and also full of genuinely creepy moments. The game jumps between several different playable characters in a series of episodic chapters, which basically tell the origin story of the classic characters Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. They travel through a cruise ship on which, wait for it, something has gone terribly wrong. Or totally right, if you're one of the evil people who are trying to let loose a swarm of creatures on the world. Besides your trusty array of firearms, you've also got a scanner, which you can use to sweep each room for hidden items. But you can also use the scanner to gather data on all of the different enemies, which rewards you with extra green herbs that refill your health. You get more data if the enemies are still alive and really close to you when you scan them, so there's a fun risk-reward balance there. Resident Evil Revelations is full of storyline sequences, and very few of them make any sense whatsoever. Yes, I realize it might be asking a bit too much of a Resident Evil game to make sense, but maybe I'm still holding out hope that Capcom will one day create a game with a story that's not completely insane.
Bioorganic weapons are a global threat. Start working with the rest of the world about the Raccoon City incident. Questioning my desire to reveal. I'm going to tell them everything. I've always valued your friendship, Leon.
Stay right where you are. Mr. President!
my fault. I did this.
What are you talking about?
90% of the population in Tall Oaks has been infected with the virus. That rounds out to about 70,000 hostiles.
Yeah. This is Raccoon City all over again. You want to tell me what's in there?
It's better if I show you.
I can't keep running away. I have to face the truth. Accept responsibility.
HQ to Alpha Team. No change to your mission. Suppress the bioterror outbreak while proceeding to point Ace of Spades.
Alpha to HQ. This is worse than we thought. We need backup.
It's regenerating. All right, first things first. I want 200,000 up front. Another 200 when this is over. Oh, with BOWs, those are extra. Much better off as a mercenary.
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. The world needs you.
No, not me. Just my blood. Well, the world can have it. As long as someone ponies up the dough.
After what she's done to us, how many of our men are dead because of that bitch?
I'm right there with you, Captain. But your personal vendetta isn't gonna get us anywhere.
Resident Evil 6.
What are you gonna do?